relationship with a piece of tech. If you've ever had a relationship with a piece of technology, one that's equal parts love and, let's be honest, pure frustration, then you totally get the art of laptop repair. It wasn't just another book. For a lot of us, it felt like a diagnosis. It really hit a nerve and became a cultural touchstone for anyone who's ever wrestled with a machine.
And it all kicked off with this one simple sentence. So unassuming, right? But with that line, you know right away this isn't going to be some dry technical manual. Nope. This is a story, a confession, a journey about the human heart that's trying to make the hardware work. And that's because, really, this book was never about the circuits and wires. It was about something we all understand: desire, patience, and that very specific kind of agony that comes from waiting for that one perfect tool you believe is going to unlock everything. And that desire, it sparked this incredible 2-year saga. It all starts with a YouTube video, of course, revealing what for a creator is basically the holy grail: a laptop with dual AV1 encoders. That discovery leads to months of obsessive research. We've all been there. Then came 2 whole years of just waiting for the right price, the right moment, and then, finally, the purchase. So when the machine finally arrives, there's this moment of pure, clean joy. You know that feeling, right? The sense that you made the right call at the right time. As the author put it, everything was all good and dandy. Yeah, that phrase, all good and dandy, turned out to be one of those famous last words, kind of like it should be fine, or what could go wrong? Because that perfect feeling lasted right up until he tried to open the thing up, and the screws just said no.
And this experience led to one of the book's big ideas, the booby trap. And it's not just a screwed screw, it's a message. It's a communication from the past that basically says, hey, someone was here before you, and they did not leave this place better than they found it. It's that hidden problem just waiting for the next person in line.
So, this discovery kicks off a whole chain reaction. First, the power connector just feels wrong. Then, the screws absolutely refuse to budge. And that's the moment of truth, where you have to recognize your own limits. It was time to call in a pro, a craftsman named Marcus. And the price to disarm this booby trap? The cost to finally make this dream laptop a reality? $500. But here's the thing, that $500 wasn't a loss. It was the absolute core idea of the book, the shirt charge. It's defined as the price you pay when you want to play with the adults. It's the entry fee, the cost of admission to a level where the tools are serious, and so are the problems. And in the end, the whole struggle paid off. The lesson was learned, the shirt charge was paid, and the laptop, with its power and its dual encoders, was every bit as good as he'd hoped. The message was optimistic, even if it was hard-won. So, there you have it, a perfect, self-contained story, right? Well, what if that wasn't actually the end of the story? The sequel kicks off with a line that just drops you right into the deep end. No warning. It plunges us into a world where all those old tech problems have suddenly become very, very real. Because this next chapter doesn't start in some modern apartment. Oh no. It takes place on a 19th century steamboat. And his traveling companion is none other than Mark Twain.
And it doesn't take long for it to happen. Our narrator sees a frayed rope, a piece of failing 19th century technology, and he gets this jolt of recognition. It's his power cable, his unreliable connector, his booby-trapped screw, just translated into a different language.
And this is where the new book's big idea really comes into focus. Our problems are all related. They're just cousins across time. A rope in the 19th century is a cable in the 21st. A boiler is a battery. Steam pressure is just another word for thermal management. And yeah, the shirt charge, that's timeless. And who better to sum up this whole recurring pattern of technological frustration than Mark Twain himself?
And get this, the concept is so universal that down in the hot, loud engine room, the engineer, a guy named Sam, uses the exact same phrase. He calls the cost of fixing a faulty boiler the shirt charge. It's the price you pay to do the hot work.
Twain sees the connection immediately, and he just nails it with this incredible insight that basically bridges both books, both centuries, and honestly, all of our relationships with our tools. So after seeing all this unfold, Twain turns to him and says, "You know, that is worth a chapter." And our narrator's reply, "It might take a book." So it seems the sequel is going to show us that all our anxieties about software updates and battery life, they're not new. They're ancient. Which leaves us with a final thought to chew on. If technology is just a language, always saying the same things with different nouns, what timeless story is your technology telling you right now?